viewers, our focus now remains on the Russia-Ukraine war, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy now believes US President Donald Trump could help end the war in Ukraine due to his unique ability to communicate with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Speaking at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Zelenskyy emphasized that not everyone has such a direct line to Putin. Listen in.
But we want to stop this war. And that's why I think President Trump he really can, because he has dialogue with Putin. Not everybody has dialogue, just even dialogue. He has dialogue with Putin on the same levels. I think America is much stronger than Russia, and you can see the result of this war. That's why I think that American army is stronger than Russian army, because of our experience with the war, with defending ourselves. But this is a real war in Europe, which already longer than the Second World War II already, and we need to stop.
Ukraine, Russia and United States are set to hold their first ever trilateral talks aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. President Zelenskyy says the meeting will take place in Abu Dhabi. This is how Zelenskyy responded when asked about the impending meeting. Listen in.
If something is done, and if we have some first steps for trilateral on the NSA level, but in any way, if we have such meetings, we have to wish that it will a little bit push us closer to peace.
Joining me in this discussion is Dr. Gilbert Doctorow, who's an international affairs expert and joins us from Brussels. Doctor, thanks very much for joining me in this discussion. You've long said that this war will most likely never end, but now three parties will be sitting together in Abu Dhabi. Do you think the question over Donbass can be resolved?
Let's be clear. The people who are meeting in Abu Dhabi are meeting at a technical level. The Russian delegation is headed by a new personality. This is Admiral Kostyukov, who is a head of the administration within the Joint Chiefs of Staff of Russia, head of all the military forces. They're going to be talking about Russian security concerns. So there, we all know that this is going to be a very technical discussion. It is not a political discussion. Mr. Zelenskyy and Mr. Putin are unlikely to meet anytime soon. Now, I've said that there are big problems with the way that Donald Trump is conducting these peace negotiations. But I want to make clear that there already has been one success in the past, in which a slightly different approach was used. I'm speaking about an event that took place about 10 months ago in March of 2025, when the sides agreed on a maritime truce, which enabled Ukraine to ship its grain across the Black Sea, and which gave Russia certain important concessions regarding limitations on its access to banking. Rosselkhozbank, which is in charge of all agricultural exports, was given access to the general banking system, the global banking system, SWIFT. These exchanges all took place, negotiated in a very specific way. Mr. Witkoff went from room to room in the same hotel, I believe, and he met with the Ukrainian and the Russian delegations. But he negotiated the terms with the Russians. And then he went to the Ukrainians and said, here it is, take it or leave it. And they took it. I imagine that this type of negotiation is how there may be success this time around on the bigger issues of war and peace. However, the notion that Mr. Trump will bring together Zelenskyy and Putin, who will sit across the table and talk in a civilized way about ending the war, I think that's improbable.
All right, Doctor, thank you for your perspective on the situation. I request you to stay on with us. Viewers, the French Navy has now intercepted a Russian tanker on Thursday.